Hello, 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 hello. I screwed up. I made big mistake. I made big mistake. Foolish me kind of figured that, you know, winter was over. Not that it would drop down to like -8 overnight Celsius. And let's just say today's stream, it's gonna be a chilly one. I got my heater going. It's trying. It's doing what it can. But I forgot to turn it on early enough for it to make much of a difference. So, I mean, on the bright side, I guess it kind of works out that it's March break right now, so I have to do a short stream anyways, because the wife's got to go to work and I got the little guy because it's March break. So, I mean, it kind of works out, but still, it's cold. It is cold. Like, where's my laser? Where'd I put my laser? Where'd I put it? Where'd I put my laser? Like, just to put in perspective. Right now, this desk is 9 degrees Celsius. Like, I'm not messing with you. It's a little, also, I know this is the Prusa, like, employee shirt. I don't work for Prusa. Has anyone noticed, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Has anyone noticed, like, Printed Solid has been collecting, like, 3D printing, like, not content creators. Well, some of them are kind of content creators, but, like, people we know in, like, the 3D printing sphere. If you've been to Rep Fest, you've seen the same kind of people, right? You know, Printed Solid's been collecting, like, 3D printing creators, like, frickin' Infinity Stones lately. Anyways, long story short, I don't work for Prusa yet, but I have the official Prusa employee shirt because I went to an event, I think it was 3D Printopia a couple years ago, and I asked for a Prusa shirt because I didn't have one, and they gave me this one, which apparently they weren't supposed to give me because it's the employee shirt. It's supposed to be orange, not gold, but it's not gold. It's not gold. It's like a copper, because it's somehow, I don't know what happened when I put it through the wash. It's like oxidizing, so it's like turning green. So there's like copper in it. So I've got like this like green band through it. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, so I have that. Okay, whew. So yeah, so what are we doing today? We have the printed parts. They're still on the printers, but we have the printed parts to build the Toolhead for the Micron, so we're going to do that. But before we get to that, we have to print some Voron V1.8 parts. Because I got to finish up printing some parts for the gantry for the V1.8, so we can rebuild Toasty Boy. Because I think that's what we're going to do on Friday. We might do that on Friday. We might work on that on Friday. These wild swings are crazy. Dude, it was insane. It was on Saturday or Sunday, it was like 17 Celsius. And then yesterday it got dropped down a little bit, but it was still warm and crazy windy. And now I woke up this morning, it was -8. So, if you're wondering how the parts turned out, this is the Polymaker Fiberon PPS glass-filled 20. These are the monolith gantry parts. They don't make the ting noise that like the PPS carbon fiber 10 does. They don't make like the ceramic-y noise, but these things are stiff. I should probably actually check, make sure these bearings actually fit in here. 695s? F695, there, F695. Should probably check to make sure these bearings fit in here. Oh yeah, we're good. So what we're gonna do on the Friday stream is gonna be a basement stream. We are basically gonna go through the BOM and make sure we have everything for the rebuild, and we'll disassemble Toasty Boy. But I gotta print some Z parts for that. But These parts are coming out really good. These parts are coming out... Actually, before I do this, I'm going to be smart. I got to see how much filament I have. That'll do. Actually, put that on tear. Okay, so how much filament do I have left of this stuff? Let's find out, because I've printed... it's a 500 gram spool. And so far, I have printed a total... Get yourself a scale. I should make like a quick little video of all like the little stuff you should just kind of acquire if you get into 3D printing. Gauge block, or not gauge blocks, 1, 2, 3 blocks, a scale, stuff like that. Okay, we have 322 grams. So 500 minus 322 is a number, and that's how much filament I have left. So let's see. That's 180 STLs. Oh God, when are the V? Oh my God, these files are old. These files are old. These files are old. My shirt has a patina now, I know. Working title, we need those. Yeah. Okay. Also, tomorrow will be one of the Smurf Quick Bits videos. We'll go live on the channel. I'm going to edit it tonight. So if you're a channel member, a Patreon supporter, a YouTube member, or if somebody, you know, you luck out on somebody gives you a membership between now and tomorrow, you'll get access to that video early. It's going public for everyone else tomorrow or Thursday. So, turn that off. Dude, this thing's cold. Everything is cold. I don't like everything being cold. This sucks. I don't like the cold. Go away. And then Saturday, I don't know what we're doing Saturday, but Sunday's my birthday. So we got to figure out something to do. Machinist square, yeah. Those are, I have one somewhere. Like I have a proper machinist square somewhere. I've got V blocks, I've got one somewhere. Okay. So let's see what we have to work with here. So we got our, where's my PPS? Yeah, PPS. We use those settings. So 6, because we are printing with, because this is going in Toasties Boy, we are printing with the Devil's settings because it's a hot printer. So we got 6 walls, 6 top, 6 bottom. So we have to do it right. Where is STL's bed? There we go. Single object, no. Okay. And now objects. So we need you. Paste, and then we need 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Arrange. There we go. You can fit on there. There we go. So let's. How much is? I might need to dang it. I missed the glitch. We might run out of the Gucci filament. We might run out of this stuff for the Toolhead. Probably going to run out of this for the Toolhead. Yeah, we do not have enough of this. Okay, so I can only print a couple pieces. I'm thinking we don't have enough of this. So these ones aren't going to be on a lot of stress. So let's get rid of some stuff. So that I don't need to reprint, that I don't need to reprint, that I don't. I should probably, the motor mounts aren't that big of a deal because they're going to be outside the installation. So let's try that. Ooh, no, what do I do? Arrange. There we go. Arrange. There we go. Maybe assemble a prop. You didn't even assemble anything. I went, hey guys, I printed some Helldiver stuff. Look at this. And I almost lost my YouTube channel. And it caused immeasurable amounts of stress too. That sucked. Okay, we don't have enough for that. Shoot. Actually, no, it was 322 grams. So 322 grams minus 500. 500 minus 322 is like 180, 178. So we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We should be good here. So I can print these parts. Okay. Sweet. Export G-code file. Save. Pantheon. Math. Math is math. Upload and print. So you want to know a fun thing here? Watch. I gotta rename this. Watch. Toasty bed. So I have to rename it because I want to show you this. This is like not a normal clipper feature that they have on this printer. So 1 second here. Let me transfer the file over. Do I have a brimmer skirt? No, I don't need a brimmer skirt for these parts. These parts printed beautifully. Like, these parts printed beautifully with the default profile and settings and everything. Like, mwah, beautiful. Although we might have to drill out the M3 clearance just because it did smush it a little bit on the first layer. Not a big deal though. Just started using Orca. What a difference compared to the other. Well, Orca is based on Prusa. Okay. Orca is based on Bamboo Studio, which is based on Prusa Slider, which is based on Slick 3R, which I think is based on something else. So it's elephants all the way down. PPS. No, this is 20% glass filled PPS from Polymaker Fiber. It's the Polymaker Fiberon. If you want to get some for yourself, one, every stream we do give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. It's not really a spool of filament, it's a gift card if you're living in North America. Europe, I think it's a spool. It depends on where you are in logistics and whatnot. But anyways, so you can enter for your chance to win that and then put that towards it. Or you can just buy this stuff. You can convert your work into a currency, and then you can use that currency to acquire things. And if you wish to acquire these things, check out the link in the video description. It's an affiliate link to Polymaker. Won't cost you anything extra and will help support the channel at the same time. It's a win-win. And I just realized I haven't turned my main light on. I'm like living under the assumption if I turn my lights on, it'll be warmer in here. You know, it won't do anything. More light means warm, right? That totally makes sense. Okay, so we'll put this here for now, so I don't lose it. Okay, and then let's get these Toolhead parts. I'm transferring the file over. It's taken a sweet minute to transfer the file over. So all the Toolhead parts that we printed for the Anthead were printed on the Core 1s. So the Core 1 and the Core 1L. There we go, clean that off. So what is everyone up to today? I know it's a Tuesday. Is it spring break for the Americans, or is it March break? Or I can never remember if it's the same time. Here in Ontario, it's March break right now. So that means, is it spring break or whatever you guys call it? It's cold. I know it's cold. It's 10 degrees in my garage right now. And all I have to keep me warm is my delicious gamer subs. Use code Canuck, save 10%. Sick at home. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, is there a manual for this? We got the extruder kit. I'm just realizing I didn't print the part to mount. Oh no, I did mount the part for the Revo. Yeah, so we do have the Revo. So we have our Revo hot end here. For those that don't know, we're gonna do a little bit of changing from stock with this setup. We're not gonna be using clicky. Instead, uh-oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I was like, where? Hopefully I didn't lose the Toolhead board. Got it right here. We're going to be doing a little bit of deviation from stock with this kit. This kit doesn't come with a hot end. Okay, the Micron Plus kit doesn't come with a hot end. You need to source your own because there's so many different options out there that it's kind of like Just go grab whatever one you want. You're printing the parts anyways. And it comes with Clicky. We're not going to be using Clicky. Clicky is cool and all, but I have an E3D Revo PZ probe. So this probe has a built-in load cell, or this hot end has a built-in load cell, so that we don't need a nozzle probe, because the nozzle is the probe. So we're going to save a little bit of headache by going with that for our tool head. So I can take these out because we won't need them. Cleaning up down trees. Dude, we had crazy wind the last couple days. Like, I'm legit surprised. Our fence is old and we know we need to replace it. Chunks of it blew down like 2 years ago, and we had to like fix it using like the metal post that you slam into the ground, and then you just kind of buttress it. So this whole storm that we just had, the whole time I'm like looking out my back window, because the computer room looks into our backyard, and I'm like, I'm doing the, let me pull it up here. I'm doing the meme, let me find it. Okay, out window. The whole time it's windy. These like 3 days it's windy. I'm Russell Crowe here, and I'm just like, did my fence blow over again? Did it blow over? Are we good? Are we good? And then it didn't, so I was happy. So that's on the list of things we got to do this summer, is replace our fence. So yeah. Anthead, Toolhead. I'm in Sudbury and we got hit hard. Yeah, did you share pictures on the Discord? Is that you? Yeah, Sudbury got hit bad. Apparently in Ohio, during like hail, they heard a loud boom, and everyone thought it was thunder snow. Which, if you never lived through thunder snow, it's really cool. It sounds weird that you can get lightning and thunder during a snowstorm, but you can. And it's really weird because of the dampening effect of snow. You know how when you go out during a snowstorm, if it's not windy, obviously, it's really quiet because it acts like a sound insulation on everything. So thunder snow sounds really weird compared to normal thunder. It just sounds different. But they heard a really loud boom, and everyone thought it was thunder snow. It was like, no, that shit was just a meteor. You had a meteor explode in the atmosphere above you in Ohio last night, apparently. Okay. So let's see if it does this. So this printer has been on since it last printed something. This is just showing you a Pantheon thing. So if you go to print something else, you have to prime the printer first. Please prime the printer and confirm the printer's touchscreen. So you have to like go over to the printer. It shows you a little video explaining to what to do, because again, commercial machine, right? So it's like, always make sure, do this after every print. Oh, is the print done? So you can either go to the printer and manually hit prime printer to like basically tell it like, I am at the printer, I know it's clear, you can print. Or if you're remote and you're like, are you sure? You have to like do the same thing you do when you delete your like World of Warcraft account. You have to type something in. So type the name in, and then it's like, no, we're good, we can print. And then the printer will print. Did I clean the nozzle? Hopefully it's okay. But yeah, that's kind of like one of those prosumer features that like you and I never need, but it's actually kind of nice to have. I have started prints with stuff on the bed. I mean, it helps this printer has a camera, so you can see what's going on, but not all printers have cameras. So it's kind of like, it is kind of a, you know, when you're printing with $300 spools of filament, you don't want to accidentally F it up. Ottawa is windy as heck today. We almost had the ice melted. I know. My brother lives up in Ottawa. Well, not Ottawa. What's it? Canada. He's in Canada. Canada. We should name the country that. Yeah. Okay. Anthead, Toolhead. Is there a manual for this thing? Is there a manual? Documentation. Also, I still don't know what's going on with my cold. My nose is like, I don't know. I'm still like stuffed. I don't know what happened. I thought I got over it all. And then like Yesterday my throat started getting scratchy again. So I'm like, dang it, I just want to not be sick. I hate being sick. But yeah, all we've had is like crazy wind. And then also, because of ongoing events on the other side of the world, I live near an American National Guard base. Freaking, and apparently I'm under the flight path. So like when all those like stratotankers go to fly over to the Middle East and like the Globe Masters and shit, they fly over my house. It's like, I just have flight radar open and I'll just hear it. And I'm like, oh shit, that's loud, pull it up. Yeah, there goes a Globe Master. There goes a stratotanker. Although I'm kind of disappointed. The National Guard base, they got rid of their A-10s and now they have F-35s, which is arguably a better plane. The A-10s suck. Anyone who actually likes A-10s doesn't really know much, in my opinion. But like, let's be honest. A-10s were kind of cool. They were cool to see flying around. The fall, summer. Yeah, this was our third fall, spring. So that means the next one should be normally we have 3. You have like one, usually like in February, you have like a day or 2 where it's like stupid warm and you're like, holy shit, I can go out in a t-shirt and jeans. It's great. And then that goes away pretty quick. And then you have second fall, spring, which is like the true fall, spring. First fall, spring isn't a true fall, spring. Second fall, spring is the true fall, spring, because you actually get a couple days where it's nice and then that goes away. And then you have third fall, spring, which is usually a tease. It's like, yeah, we're almost there. And then you dive back into winter for a couple days and then spring comes. It's a system. The short version is oh, the music's kind of loud. Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Sorry. 1 second. I changed the music up because the old playlist I was using was getting some copyright strikes. They're fake claims. I could dispute them, but it sucks because YouTube holds any monetization from those streams for 30 days until it clears, so it's annoying. So it comes in waves, so if I notice it's been like, okay, I've had 2 or 3 streams in a row get hit with a false copyright, I'll switch to a different playlist, and then after like a month, I'll switch back to my normal playlist. I like my normal playlist. Oh, okay, I do have to clean the nozzle. This thing is very sensitive. The nozzle is very sensitive. So you have to make sure it's clean occasionally. Where is my brush? There's the brush. I gotta do what you do with the bat. I gotta give it a little brushy. Brushy. Okay. Restart. Okay. A-10s are cool. The A-10s are cool, except for everyone on the ground, friendly or enemy. I had a guy in my regiment took a 30 mic to the brain during Op Medusa from an American A-10. So, yeah. Okay, the extruder. Where the Anthead is the G2 kit used in conjunction with Anthead modified wristwatch variant. And the hot end is the Revo Voron. There are 3 heater cores for this hot end. It does not matter which one you use. They all have the same mounting hardware. Nice! The leaf cutter. The leaf cutter, we're not doing the leaf cutter simply for the fact that I have no plans to do multi-material with this printer, and added complexity, no point. There's all that stuff. Okay, so first things first, we got to do some heat set stuff. So let me turn my heat set iron on. You know it's warm in the garage when the LCD on your heat set iron is all effed up. Okay, so we have some parts here that need heat sets. Filled a need at the time. The problem is by the time the A-10 went operational, its need went away. It was designed to like deal with like Soviet tanks going over the Fulling Gap in Germany. The problem is by the time the A-10 actually went into service, the 30 mil, it can't punch through the tank armor. It can barely do like T-54s. And like, they did tests where it's like, yeah, it got a couple hits and it penetrated the armor, but like none of these hits were enough to actually disable the tanks. And then, you know, modern AA would just whack them out of the air anyways. most of the kills that they got during like Desert Storm, aside from friendlies, were with like Hellfire missiles and stuff like other planes could use, like helicopters. The Oddvok provided a better close air support platform during the global war on terror in Desert Storm 1 than the A-10. Because it could just loiter and just drop a bomb when needed. Trope trigger buyer move. I hate when it does this. Okay, I got a main menu. Okay, I actually gotta clean the nozzle. 260. Move. Come to the middle. There might be something on the bed too. It's very sensitive for false triggers. That's one thing I've noticed with this machine. They have improved it with later versions, they told me, but like its load cell is a little too sensitive at times and will false positive trigger. So you got to make sure it's like really clean, because if it's any inconsistency, it doesn't like it. The war on tether. You're making fun of my speech impediment. Do I use Vision Miner? Yeah, I use Vision Miner on the bed. I put that shit on everything. Vision Miner, it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. Buy some with the link in the description. Using them on the Shaheeds. I mean, using the 30 mil GAU on a Shaheed is massively overkill. The reason the Shaheeds are such a problem in all these other drones is you need a low-cost interceptor. And the problem is the US doesn't have that shit. They're starting to finally catch up. The Ukrainians learned the easy way. Well, through the hardware, they've learned the easy way. You build little cheap disposable FPV drones that can fly really fast, and you just have people just fly them into the Shaheeds. That's how the Ukrainians are dealing with it. The Americans are spending, they're dealing with it with how they always deal with it, with your tax dollars. The joys of a hot nozzle. There we go. Okay. We should be good there. Ooh. Are commonly 3D printed. Yep, the not wild weasels, something bees or something. I talked to one of the guys from it on. I had a little quick chat with one of them. That is like one of my things I would love to do. Is once this all wraps up, I would love to do a video talking to some of the people in Ukraine that do the 3D printing for the war. I know YouTube doesn't like that kind of shit. I don't care. I would love to do a video on that, on how they used additive manufacturing in that. But I know people don't like that. But my channel, just logistically doing that would be kind of a problem, unfortunately. Because if my mom was calling me 2 weeks ago, worried about me going to the UK because of all the shit going on right now, my mom found out I was going to Ukraine, she would be like, no. No. So we gotta put some heat sets in. We got that, got that. Put this down just a little bit. There we go. As outdated, the troops to protect tell a different story. Steve, I'm former military. I've worked with people that have worked alongside A-10s. I have a buddy, well, not a buddy, I haven't talked to him since I left the service, who was part of a friendly fire incident with A-10s during Op Medusa. Like, if you look up the incident, you could probably figure it out who it is. Him and, like, Canadians were killed. And he took shrapnel damage to his brain from a friendly A-10. They're not that good. They can't tell the difference between an Iraqi tank and a British scimitar light armored vehicle, even with friendly markers. They have been responsible for more blue on blue casualties than any other platform in any other like conflict ever. A-10s are horrible. Like, I know the people that that were in Afghanistan and had to deal with them. Do I gotta break this off? Where is this piece? Is that the body? Is this the body? What part is this? Do these have little parts I gotta break off? Why does mine look different than this? Why does this look different? Is this like an older manual or something? Is the manual older than the parts? Okay, I'm assuming this comes off. Yep, that comes off. I'm assuming that comes off. How do I grab that? The problem with the A-10 is it's a psychological thing. Troops like it when they're behind a covered position and they're bombing a village or a mountain or whatever a couple hundred meters away. The problem is, during like the whole global war on terror, they literally did target acquisition with binoculars, and they were lousy at it. They screwed up a lot. There we go. That coming off really good. Yeah, is this manual different? It is the Harkay manual. Everything is possible. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, okay, that's that part. And it's like, okay, actually, maybe that is it. Maybe now that I broke that one part off, it does look like it. Truck mounted R2FU. R2FU. That's R2D2's estranged brother is R2FU. Another heat set. There we go. Oh, that gotta break that off. Broke that one off. E-cast fitting. Okay, so we take our E-cast fitting. I don't have an E-cast fitting. Is there no E-cast fitting? No E-cast fitting. Is there an E-cast fitting in my screw blade? Or do I gotta pull one from stock? Oh, there's the E-cast fitting. Okay, so everything else for the Toolhead is in the Toolhead kit except for the E-cast fitting. Go watch the Laser Pig video on the A10. It's a two-part video. Go watch the Laser Pig video on the A10. It does a pretty good job of kind of like breaking down a lot of the myths of how superior the A10 was. Not that good of a platform. Okay, okay, there's the top. Okay, so this goes in here. Putting E-cast fittings in, I can never get them to go in right. They always end up like... E-cast fittings are like the bane of my printer building. Because the moment you start going in crooked, they're a nightmare to fix. Seriously, how... You know what? You know what? You know what? When in doubt, the clamps! Hog is basically a turboprop. No, the planned replacement for the Hog is a freaking F-35. The role of close air support, like in the days of Vietnam, isn't the same anymore. You can't loiter stuff because you don't know what the enemy has. All it takes is any man pads would be able to take out something that low and slow. You want Predator drones with Hellfire missiles, which are unmanned. Some guy in a shed in Nevada is flying them, or you want something with a log loiter time way up there that can drop, you know, GBUs. You don't want close air. This ain't Nam. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna. Okay, this is no, it's going in crooked. Putting in these ECAS fittings are. And I hate these. Come on. And then of course it's crooked. Trying to like. Come on. Hammer time. Well, the problem is you have like a little plastic, it's plastic, right? So you can't like just hit it with a hammer. So I'm trying to like squeeze it in. No, I'm going to bend the part. I'm going to bend the plastic. How am I? Yeah, because I'm. Okay, maybe if I take it out, it'll. Nope, this one's gone. Dang it. I mean, it's not even needed that much. Well, that one's broken. That one's broken. Okay, that one's broken. We got one more chance at this. Where did I put the other ECAS? Where did I put the other ECAS? There it is. Yes, I removed the rubber part. Yeah, I removed the rubber part. Yeah, you remove the little rubber part at the bottom. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let me clean this out a bit. Maybe that'll help. While I'm fapping around with this, don't forget, every stream we do give away a spool of Polymaker filament. If you haven't entered for your chance to win, you can do so right now in the video description below. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe, and if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. How's that coming along? Good. That's good now. Okay. So, that's that. Come on, ECAS. Oh, man. You know what? I'm just going to go right to the vise. Right to the vise. As if we were in Miami. Okay, let's do this. No, I'm just cracking the part. Ah! It doesn't want to go in. So the problem I'm having I'm trying to press this ECAS fitting in. The problem is this part is so thin here, the whole thing is just bending. So it's like you need something to hold it. Let's see. I'm not a fan of these ECAS fittings at times. I'll be honest, I like screw-in fittings. They don't do this. Screw-in fittings don't do this. Go back to screw-in fittings. Yeah, because I'm just bending the plastic. You can see. Just bending the plastic. Okay, let's try this. How can I... No, because that's just going to smash that. This is stupid. I used the tap and made it screw in. Yeah, like, I'm mangling the shit out of my plastic part here doing this. Like, it's great until you have to install in a very, yep, that's what I'm doing right now. It just does not want to go in. And the problem is, it's like, I don't have any way to like, normally you can just kind of press it in. But the problem is, there's like nothing to really grip on this that's optimal. So you end up just kind of like smushing it all. Because you just end up bending the whole freaking part. I don't like this. Here. You know what? Shim. Shim, shimmy, shim, sham. That ain't gonna work. More shim. Shim, shimmy, shim, sham. This is so stupid. What am I even doing? Nope. 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 I'm just wasting time right now, aren't I? No, I'm going to break the freaking part. No. Trying to find something that I can shim this with. There we go. There we go. So I just shimmed the gap that was causing it to thing, and then I was able to press it in. And hopefully that locks in. That comes out. Good. 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 Now I gotta get rid of stupid stress marks. Did I watch the second season of One Piece? No. I'm sorry, One Piece is, I have absolutely zero interest in watching One Piece. I'm gonna start watching Delicious in Dungeon with my wife tonight. But One Piece, I have like absolutely zero desire to watch One Piece. Nope, we gotta put more heat sets in. I tried watching the anime years ago. It did not go well. And I've seen a couple clips from the live action. And I'm like, well, I guess if you like the anime, you'll like the live action. But it is just too, like, I don't know. Watch a fight scene from One Piece and then watch, like, the Chainsaw Man Reze fight. And just compare the two. I'm sorry. For how big of a franchise One Piece is, it looks like ass. I'm sorry. Like, I know it's a shonen, and the whole, like, the entire fight, tell everyone exactly what you're doing the entire time. Audibly describing fighting style, go! It does not appeal to me. From my understanding, the live action is very much in tone with the anime. Like it's campy, which I give them credit for that. I'm like, if you're gonna do a live action adaptation, like print and play support. Where is print? I don't have print and play support on these. I do not have those there. Okay, so that is slightly different. I'm a big fan of bridges. Do I have a bridge there? No. Oh, there's this part. Okay. This is a sacrificial bridge that needs to be cut out. Okie dokie. Such a fever dream. One Piece is Doctor Who for Japanese people. I've seen somebody describe it as that, and it's like, you know what? That kind of makes sense. Okay, so we cut out that little support. You know what's good? In 10 minutes, we're going to watch the Dune 3 trailer, because that comes out soon. That comes out today. And they announced that so, Dune 3. That's what I'm excited about. Okay, more heat sets. What do they have for Daleks in One Piece? I don't know. I just, in the sense that it's a show that just keeps going and going and going and going and going, and it's really campy and cheesy. And it's like, yeah, you can kind of like drop it at any point. Ow! Ow! So, pro tip, when you put a heat set in a part, and then you flip it over and push it down to make sure it's flat, and then you put the heat set in the other side, and then you push it over there, and then you flip it over and push it down to make sure it's flat against the block of metal. Don't put your finger on the heat set you just put in. It's a little hot. Luckily, it's so cold in my garage it cooled off quickly. So we got that going for me, which is nice. Oh, we gotta put the heat sets in the front. M3 heat sets. Like, I guess if I started watching One Piece when I was like, when did One Piece start? I remember seeing it on 4Kids, the 4Kids version back in the day. I think I watched it back then on Saturday morning cartoons on Fox or whatever. But like, I'm 38 in 5 days. I'm 38 in 5 days. I am not the target audience for One Piece. I am not the target audience for One Piece. First episode in One Piece is 99. Yeah, so that makes sense. We don't have the cutter, so I guess I don't need to put that in. No blade, no problem if you're not using the leaf cutter. It's recommended to drill out the filament path with a 4mm drill. Do I have a 4mm drill? I don't think I do, but I got a 4mm reamer. That's a 5 mil. Always check your sizes, by the way. Is that also a 5? Okay. Okay, apparently I have extras. Is that a 4 mil? 4. I don't think I have any metric drills. All my drills are like not quite. I know Doctor Who is older, but what has more episodes? Are there more episodes of One Piece or Doctor Who? That is a question. Dune 3 trailer looks a little boring. Is it out already? I thought it came out at noon Eastern. Don't spoil it, because I'm going to watch it after stream. Is it out already? Reddit. Dune. I don't think it's out yet. I don't think the trailer's out. If you've seen several trailers for Dune 3, you've probably seen the shitty fake AI trailers. Or the ones where people just recut segments. And I hate that. I hate that trend on YouTube. YouTube actually banned a couple channels for that. The whole fake movie trailer trend. YouTube banned a bunch of shit for that. Because it's like, no, I hate that shit. But yeah, the first trailer is coming out at noon today. How am I supposed to put these in? Oh my god. Okay. This is going to be fun. That's an M2 heat set? Oh, I don't need an M2 there. Wait, do I? I don't even have M2 heat sets. Okay, cut it out. If you're installing a leaf cutter filament, there is a flanged M2 heat set to get installed. So if I'm not using it, I'm assuming I drill it out as well. Because in that case, I would want the filament to go right through into the hot end, right? Because this is gonna go into there. Yeah. So I want that filament going right through. Or actually, no. Yes. Okay, but I'm not using it. So do I get rid of it or not? Or do I have to? No, I can't, because it has to slide in. Yeah, I have to drill it out. Still not past the pro. What? It's a slightly complicated build. Yeah, I'm not quite complicated, but there is a bit to this. So I got to drill this out so I can fit a Bowden tube through it. Because right now, that's little for the filament, but there's a divot here that you're supposed to put an M2. But I don't have an M2 heat set. At least I don't think. If I do, I'll put one in, but I don't think I have an M2 heat set. Yeah, I do not see an M2 heat set. Because obviously the extruder is going to have its own PTFE. And it's going to go into that. Not even, no, it just lines straight up. It just lines up. So the problem is, there is an undercut there. Not even fit. Yeah, no, we gotta drill. Morty, we gotta drill. Morty. Gotta drill. Hopefully I don't break anything. Okay. So we drilled that out. Grab the M4. Ream it. I'm going to watch The Boys. I haven't watched any of The Boys yet. I'm waiting for it to be over, and then I'm going to watch it all at once. There we go. Because The Boys started when I had my rule where I don't watch TV shows until it's over, because Game of Thrones has left me jaded. So I don't watch TV shows until it's over. Did it tell me to put a heat set in there yet? No, it's right there. Okay, so I gotta put there, and there. How am I? Okay, well those two I can put in. I'm gonna have to do those ones manually. Yeah, I had a rule for the longest time where I won't watch a show until it's over. After Game of Thrones ruined my childhood, and I refuse to like invest in shows like that until they're done because of the chance of them just going to absolute shit. And it's like, why did I invest my time? So after Game of Thrones, I haven't watched shows until they're over. But I've kind of broken the rule a little bit more and more lately. I watched Pluribus, the Fallout show, and a couple anime. Oh, and we got it on the other side too. So it's like, okay, I'm starting to watch shows again. I'm starting to enjoy watching shows as they kind of come out. I was going to watch Severance, but then they're like, yeah, season 3 might not come out for like a couple of years. So I'm like, I'm not going to watch Severance. I'm not going to get invested in Severance yet. Because it's like, I'm not going to watch, you know, binge a show over a weekend. And then, you know, have to wait 2.5 years to carry on. I don't like it. Yeah, I've heard good things about The Boys. I've heard good things about The Boys. So. There we go. Okay. So now I have to install a heat set here and here. The problem is I can't use the press. Actually, will it clear? No, that's not gonna. Might clear? Let me see. If not, I'll use my manual side installer that I kind of... Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Okay, so I got to get my side installer here. Oh yeah, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I've heard really good things about Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I haven't downloaded, I haven't watched it yet. But I might watch that with the wife too. There we go. This is just a shitty heatset iron that I have, like a shitty cheap one. And I just have a piece of brass with a flat on it. So this is how you install heat sets when you can't like come in from the top. You come in from the side and you push down. So. Is The Boys in the Watchmen universe? No. I get what I get where you can kind of think that. The Boys being in the Watchmen universe, but they are not. They are their own thing. It does feel like it though. It does feel like that kind of jaded universe that like Watchmen is. Also, I've heard the kid who plays Egg is an actual legit good child actor. Because that's like another thing I can't stand is child actors. Every now and then they act good. It's not that I'm against child actors, okay? It's just a lot of them aren't good. And it really takes you out. Like the girl who played little Leia in the Obi-Wan series. No. So this kind of sucks because you can't like dump the heat as efficiently. So you gotta like kind of. There we go. I don't like doing that, but it works. Also, this is not good for the iron at all because you're like pushing on an angle. There we go. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are the last series of what. That's why I started watching Pluribus. I started watching Pluribus when it came out because it was from the guy who did Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. So I'm like, if anyone's got like the pedigree to kind of deserve me watching their show as it comes out. But now it's like Pluribus is like, yeah, the next season might come out in a year or two. Like Fallout Season 3, they start filming next month or something. Like they're like, no, we're going to start filming it again, and it's going to be like another year and a half between seasons. And it's like, no, we're going to try to actually keep this story going. It's like, yeah, Whereas Pluribus is like, yeah, we're kind of working on season 2, kind of got some stuff written, you know, it's like, no, just get to it. I hate this downtime. I hate downtime between shows. The frame space great? It is. Okay, and then we have this. This is already installed. So I already have this installed. Hopefully it's the same carriage. But we already have this installed. What is that part? Is that a part I need to print? No, that's the 2020 carriage. Yeah, because this is the 1515 carriage. Micron carriage. 2020. I don't think that's that. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, because this is 1515. Yeah. Hey. Ants on a log. Haha. Got sucked in the pit. Is the pit like another house type show? Okay, Revo. So we gotta take the Revo out of the old container. Where is it? Here it is. Hopefully don't break anything. I don't know. I watched the heck out of House back in the day, so I've been... Medical shows aren't like, eh. Because it's a drama. Like, anyone who's like... Drama like that doesn't really exist in real, like... I don't know. More like ER on steroids. Okay, well, I never watched ER, so... There we go. Oh. I accidentally scrolled through a bunch of stuff. Okay, so the old tool head, take the screws out so we can reuse those. And then in the bin. Way better than House. Well, if you're watching House for realism, you're kind of doing it wrong. If you're watching any real show, you're kind of doing it wrong, let's be honest. Okay. So, Revo goes that way, and then the wires come out that way, so don't think we need that. So this is going to be a little, I have this like, so the PZ probe has this extra wire that I'm a little concerned about. But we should be okay, I think. And then what holds it in place? M3/8. Okay. It says button heads, but I'm using cap heads because I don't like button heads. If I don't have to use button heads, I don't like using button heads. Button heads, they are nice because they have more surface area, so on smaller screws, if you're like screwing flat against plastic, button heads are nice because the head of the screw has more surface area to sit on, so you're less likely to crack parts. So if you're like, you know, min-maxing stuff, it is nice. The problem with button heads, I find, is the stupid, the screws are cheap, especially stainless, they strip. So you go in there with your Allen key and you tighten it a little too much and you just strip it because there's less material for the actual, your Allen key or your screwdriver to actually engage. And they're very easy to strip, especially the stainless ones. So it's like, for actual like long-term use, I much prefer socket heads. It's like, obviously sometimes you need to use button heads, but if you can use sockets, I personally say use socket head. There we go. I have no idea how this is supposed to mount, but we'll make it work. Okay. So that's that. And then we tighten it. Ball tip drivers make it worse. Yep, ball tip Allen keys make it worse. You got to be careful too with ball Allen keys. They are super nice because, you know, you can get it on angles. The thing is, you want to know what really sucks? When you are screwing in something at the bottom of a hole. Okay, so let me try and find a part I can use this as an example. Okay, I mean, how can I use this? So when you're screwing in that screw at the bottom of a hole, okay, and you're tightening it with your Allen key, and you're using the one with the ball, okay, and you're tightening it, and it goes whoop, and you're like, oh, the screw broke, and it's like, nope, the ball broke off, and now it's stuck in the head of that screw. Have fun getting it out. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen many times. I've seen it happen to a 1-inch bolt. So imagine tool ships in the morning, okay, and you have to tighten. Oh, is it missing? Am I missing it? I don't have the big guy. I mean, this will work. So tool ships in the morning, first thing in the morning. It's, you know, 1 in the morning. Tool ships at 6, and you're putting the box on your tool, okay? It's got 1-inch bolts, 1-inch bolts, 20 of them that hold the box on, and that's the last thing you got to do. You just got to tighten these bolts down, and then ship it to the customer, right? Flip it over, close it, ship it to the customer. So you get your big Allen key, because the bolts are at the bottom of a hole this deep. So obviously this ain't gonna work. So you take your big Allen key, you put it in the bottom of the hole. I don't think I have one anymore. Okay. You use your impact gun to get it started, but then you get your big pipe. Okay, you get your big pipe, and you got to manually go around and make sure they're properly torqued, right? Or you get a torque wrench. Yeah, you're supposed to use a torque wrench, but guess what? A 6-foot pipe, it's torquey enough. Anyways, so you go around, you give them all nice snug up, and all of a sudden you hear snap, and you pull out your Allen key, and the ball's broken off in this bolt. Then you start hating life because you got to get that out. You can't ship it to the customer like that, because if the customer finds out you shipped it to them like that, they're going to call back and you're going to get in shit. So now you got to get that out. It's at the bottom of a 6-inch hole. How do you get it out? How do you get it out? Luckily, the screw is tight. The screw is impact gun tight, but it's not torqued. But it's a 1-inch bolt. So it's not like you can just kind of, get a chisel or something. How do you get it out? How do you get it out? There's a reason on my big Allen keys, I cut off the ball. There's a reason on my big Allen keys, I cut off the balls. Left-handed drill, you can't, because it's just gonna spin in the socket head. It's not like you can just flip it over and it falls out. There's like a little bit of galling, they never come right out. You can't just use a magnet and pull it out because they get kind of like wedged in there, right? No, you gotta get it out, you gotta get it out. You got to get out. You can't just ship it to the customer like that. Can't just ship it to the customer like that. 2 ways. One, if you're lucky, you can drill it out. You can drill the head off the screw, take out all the bolts, take the box off, and then just get like a wrench on what's left of the screw and unscrew it, put it all back together, get a new bolt, you're good. If you're lucky. The problem is though, what happens if the drill bit hits the ball? Because remember, Allen keys are usually kind of hardened too. And it just starts spinning, and it's not drilling, it's just spinning. So how do you drill something out that spins? You make it not spin. Metal pipe. I've done this. You find a metal pipe. Put it down the hole. And then what do you do? What do you do? Take a metal pipe, put it down the hole. It's smaller ID, so now it's sitting on the head of the screw. And then you bring the MIG gun over. And you hope it welds. And then you put a wrench on this, and you start twisting, and you hope it comes out. Otherwise, it's going to a CNC machine. And trying to set up a core of an injection mold upside down on a CNC while it's built, ooh, that's not fun. That's not fun. Yeah, I've had to do it. Shit sucks. Shit sucks. Or a pad for friction. And now, believe me, Lewis, it's one of those things you just try everything. And the thing is, the longer you try everything, the more time you're wasting when you could just either send it to machining if it's available, or just, you know, weld it. Weld a pipe, leave it for day shift. You can't quite do that when you're the afternoon shift supervisor, and you're the one who day shift already left it for you. So. Okay, so we got the X carriage. Ooh, we got to put some nuts in it. Let me put some nuts in it. Let me find my nuts and put it in the slot. Which is a perfectly normal thing to say. Keep your minds out of the gutters. See, I gotta find my nuts, and I gotta put them in the slot. But that's actually a common way to get a broken tap out. If you break a tap, just get a nut, put it over the broken tap, and just weld the nut to the tap, and then just back the tap out with a wrench. It actually works really well. I've done it multiple times. So, oh, did I already put? No, I did not. Yeah. So yeah, if you ever break a tap off and you have a welder, just put a little nut over the tap. You know, whatever nut fits, whatever size nut, just, you know, slightly bigger than the tap. Just put it over, weld the nut to the tap. Be careful not to weld the nut to the piece of metal you were tapping, and then just these are too big. I'm gonna try and see if I have thinner ones. And then just back it off with a wrench. Works surprisingly well. That's like an easy trick. That's all you need is a welder. Which, if you're tapping, which means you're working with metal, you probably have access to a welder. Or you just get a portable EDM machine and burn it out. But that can be time consuming. Welding is usually quicker, I found. Again, if you have the ability to do it. Ooh. I don't want to go down. I need something to push. That's thinner. Maybe you'll work. There we go. There we go. Okay, so those two nuts are in. Okay. End stops, we're not doing end stops because we are doing sensorless. We don't need to put a probe because we're doing sensorless, or we're doing PZ probe. Page was left blank. We're not sure why either. Okay. A little C4. Well, yeah, like what you do, like the first thing you do is you send the apprentice to go get the tap dynamite. It's fun when you actually manage to pull that prank on somebody. Go get the tap dynamite, and then they go to the crib, and they go to the crib like, can I get some tap dynamite? And the crib's like, yep, I gotcha. And they go away, and they come back, and it's just a bottle of plasticine that they take the label off, like rubber or whatever, like gasket sealant. And then what you do is usually there's like some old guy who has like some firecrackers in their toolbox, and you literally just put some plasticine around it, you put a little firecracker in there, and you light it, and it goes bang, and everyone in the shop's like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, it didn't work. Okay, hot end mounting. There are two options for wire routing on your hot end. You will decide which will work best for you. So we got to put the fan on the front. It's like, go get the tap dynamite, and if you take off too much with the tap dynamite, you go get the can of Anthead. Anthead is really nice to have. The board stretcher. It was funny. On which course was it? I never did any of like the leadership courses, but they did like some of it. They kind of touched on it a bit on my DP2 course, and we had a whole class on like navigation and whatnot, right? Like, you know, navigating, and it was like, go get a box of grid squares That was like what they kept, you know, effing with everyone, was go get a box of grid squares. Obviously, grid squares aren't a thing. It's a thing on a map. One guy got a bunch of rope and basically knitted a, like, not like a quilt, but he basically made like a mesh of squares. So when it was his turn and the sergeant pulled the go get a box of grid squares, he's like, okay. And he pulls it out of his pocket and he lays it down on the dirt. He's like, there you go. I got my box of grid squares. I need a 3mm drill bit. Left hand screw. Yeah, go get the metric adjustable. The metric adjustable wrench. Okay, that's 2.7. Yeah, the metric adjustable wrench comes in handy surprisingly often. You would be surprised how often the metric adjustable wrench comes in handy. There we go, this one. Okay, so now we got to drill out these holes. Because we want to use the prop wash is a similar, yeah, prop wash. Go get a bag of air samples. On my driver's course, they made one guy do that. Sit behind a vehicle with a garbage bag to take an air sample to make sure the engine was good. And then he had to walk around the rest of the day with a garbage bag filled with like exhaust. Then of course, if you like, you know, you leave your weapon like outside of arm's reach from you, they take it from you and they give you something heavy to carry instead. We had one guy, he had a Carl Gustav, and he went to the washroom and he left it outside the toilet, like just the blue rocket, right? Blue rocket in the woods at a range day or whatever. So he had the Carl Gustav and he just left it leaned against the blue rocket when he was in there, and he comes out and it was gone because the staff saw that it was unattended and they took it, and to punish him they made him walk into the woods until he found a big log and just made him carry around that the whole day. So that poor guy had to carry around a giant, you know, log all day. Okay, how do we do wire routing? Use M312s. Slot on the top is for routing the wire. Okay, but does the wire come, okay, it comes there and then goes there. Okay, so M312s. Yeah, never leave it. Yep, you take that Carl G into the bathroom with you. Never ask the Governor General's foot guards what GGFG stands for. They don't like it. Collecting grinding sparks, yep. So locks, we send the deckhand up to get the keys for the Sioux Locks Master. That's funny. Like, that's the kind of hazing I'm okay with. Like, that kind of hazing, I'm okay with. Like, that's tongue-in-cheek, nothing serious, nobody's really getting hurt. You just kind of, and then you do it, you know, you get it done to you, and then you do it to the next guy. It just kind of like, that's the kind of hazing that I like, right? Just tongue-in-cheek, nobody's really hurt, everyone has a good time. That's proper hazing. And I don't, it says M312s, but I don't think there's enough, there's like one thread of engagement. Yeah, we need longer than M312s for this. Like, M312s are not long enough. M314s, because I have M314s. So right now, what we're doing is we are just mounting the part cooling fan onto here. Yeah, and again, that's like one of the things. It gives like the people in the crib the chance to meet the new people. It gives you like it also like it's one of those like stealth things where it's like you kind of learn how people handle situations. Because like if they blow up and they get all offended and they start like complaining and ranting and raving, or they like, you know, you can kind of get a good feeling of how someone's like demeanor is by those kind of jokes. So it's like, yeah, it's a dumb joke, yeah, but it kind of lets you know what kind of person they are too. Like if they take it in good spirits and they laugh and, you know, ha ha ha, and it's like, okay, yeah, this guy's pretty chill. But if they get all like uppity and it's like, okay, so like people who, like, I worked with several people like it in the trade, but some people, if the moment you tell them they have to do something, it just like breaks their brains. I worked with a lot of people, like especially older people. When you tell them like, no, you kind of have to do this, it just like breaks their brain. Okay, wait, are we mounting this already? So this mounts and everything slides onto it? Is that how that works? Is that how that works? I guess so. M325s, okay. M325. M325. Yeah, so it's gonna just kind of mount to that. Okay. So, how am I mounting the wires? So they got to go up through this little area, I guess. Okay, it's gonna be fun. Try not to break the super thin, expensive wires. So these ones. My lights just flickered. Left-handed scissors. Left-handed scissors are a thing. Left-handed scissors are a thing. They are a thing. Okay, actually, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. So, how are you supposed to do this? Because you got to mount the wires either up there or up there, and then that goes on there. The problem is, how are you supposed to with this bend radius? Like, you know what? I'm going to remove the clip. We're gonna remove some of this metal clip here, the restraining clip, and yeah. Because this is going to prevent us from installing this in a way that I want. Ow. Try not to break the wire. There we go. Actually, 1 second here. Be easier to do if I just take this off. Oh no! Oh! I lost my spring. Oh no! Oh no! Shoot! Oh shoot! Where'd it go? Oh no! Oh, there it is. Found it. We're good. We're good. Yeah. Huzzah! Yeah, don't lose your screws, your springs. Okay. So this kind of sucks because we're losing our strain relief. But it's all part of that, so. It's not wire routing. Where is my... These won't cut. I had some proper snips that would cut through this, some shears. Nope, no. Shears. Are they on the other side of the garage? 1 second. 1 second. On this side. Nope, not over here. Ooh, it is cold. My nose is cold. Yeah, I don't know where. My shears went. Oh, here they are. Well, they're not shears, but they're... There we go. There we go. Put that sleeve back down. There we go, and that goes under there, so I don't have to worry about that accidentally doing that. Put our nozzle back in. Is this, what nozzle is this? 0.4 high flow or low flow? I think it's just a regular 0.4. Regular 0.4. I know you can carefully bend the strain relief, but I don't want the bulk. Like, this isn't that big of a tool head. I don't want to deal with the bulk of the... There we go. Okay. Yeah, because now we have this nice little compact thing. Actually, I'm gonna go a little bit further. Cut off some of this. There we go. Okay, so we got that goes there with the thermistor. That goes there with the heater wires. And then we got what holds it in place. M325s. So you can see here, this is how we have our, so now everything goes up like that. And that'll just compress in if we need to. Hopefully, that should be good there, M325s. No. I wish I had some Captain tape. I don't want to pinch anything. What's this one called? Anthead. The Toolhead's an Anthead toolhead. we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that is that. We're not doing LEDs because I don't like putting LEDs in tool heads because it's added complexity that can cause issues. So we just don't. Just what I do. All right. Grill assembly. So we take our grill. And does that just kind of fit in there? Okay. Yeah. How does that? Grill assembly. Insert the grill into the main body. It's a bit of a channel that goes in, inserting it with the top side flat. With the top flat side in first usually makes it a little easier. It may take a little pressure to get it in place. Be careful not to break the edges of it. You may have to lightly sand it to get it to go in. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. So this just kind of. There we go. And yes, we are going for the stealth Anthead with no accents. I'm live at your house. Sweet. Okay, and then that slides over that. Okay. So you're like building this on the printer, which is a bit of a klutz. I'm not a huge fan of tool heads that go together this way, because it's like it makes like maintenance a little bit of a pain in the ass. But if that's how it do be. That's how it do be do. And that just slides in. Okay. M3/6s. Button heads, okay. M3/8s, M3/6s. There we go. I get a Saval 0? Yeah, I have one. It's a nice little printer. The biggest problem with the Saval 0 was the cost. There was absolutely, like, the Saval 0 is actually a very competent small printer. If you want a fun little small printer, the Saval 0 is actually a really good option. The downside with the Saval 0 was always just the price. You paid a lot of money for a little printer with it, which I could see that being, you know, a downside with a lot of people. If you're like me and, you know, if you get it on a good deal, it's not bad. Was there a video? I think I just did stream coverage of it. I mean, there isn't much to say about it. It's a small Core XY from Saval. I liked it. I liked it. If you want a V0 without actually building a V0, it's a one. I think it's 1 second. I got like this. It's almost like phlegm is like stuck like behind my nose but above my throat, like it. And like I blow my nose, I try and cough it out, nothing. It just really, I don't like it. You know what? 1 second. I think we're good there. I'm like, hopefully I muted that. Okay. I think we're good there. Be careful, not too many ugga duggas. Yeah, these just kind of hold them in place. So we got, that is now installed. So we got the mobile cam. You can see it right there. Probably put the Bowden tube in now. Did I ask you why there's no Walmarts in Iran? I don't know, because like I'm assuming it's a joke of some sort and not like because it's not economically viable. Because I don't even know if there is any Western countries operating in Iran. Oh wait, no, not this Bowden tube. Not that Bowden tube. That's a reverse Bowden tube. I need a proper tight Bowden tube. Nope. Nope. Why do all the Bowden tube I have is like thin shit? I gotta have regular Bowden tubes somewhere. I have to. The kit didn't come with any. It just came with like the thin shit. Does this printer have some? Yep, this will work. There we go. That is like some early 2000s like shitty humor. That is the kind of humor you would expect to find on like a forum in like 2001. Like that weird early 2000s, like overly patriotic type humor. Dad jokes rule. It's not really a dad joke, I don't think. Okay. Oh, great. Please. That doesn't want to go in. So the downside with using a reamer is with a reamer, it's size for size. So if you use a reamer, it's size for size. So if you're trying to make like clearance between several holes, you might not have the best luck with a reamer, actually. Yeah. There we go. There we go. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to, yeah, that sits flat right on there, so that's gotta be right flat. So we're gonna cheat. We're gonna do this the cheaty way. You want it flat. There we go. Flush. Adjustable hand reamers. They do make adjustable reamers. They do make adjustable reamers, but they're like commonly used for like lapping, if I remember correctly. I seen one once, and it was a bigger one. It was like that big. It was on a boring machine at work. But they do exist. You can get adjustable reamers. The thing with a reamer is reamers are a precision thing. Drill bits, just punch holes, and they don't hold the size. So if you drill something with like a 3mm drill bit, that hole is not going to be 3mm. It's going to like wobble a bit. Reamers are meant to take things to a size, so they're precision. So having an adjustable precision thing doesn't really exist. At that point, you might as well get like the Polish flapper. Do I have one? I mean, kind of. You basically have one of these. You got your die grinder, your grinder, with a metal rod in it, essentially. And you take emery paper, and sometimes I have a slot in it, or I use a sticky emery, and you just do that, and it goes brrr, and it spins really fast, and it makes sparks, and you hone it. So for honing and stuff like that, it kind of exists, but okay. Now we need to modify our fan. This is taking a lot longer. We only got like 15 minutes left on the stream. Shit. This is taking longer than I thought it would. We went down some rabbit holes on stream. It happens. Oh man. And I am cold. My nose is cold. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. All right. De-lid your fan. Carefully take the lid off. Okay. 1, 2. I have de-lidded the fans. Now what? Now they slide in there, and they are held in with M26s. Sweet. So this one goes like that. M26s. 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 Don't have any in there. Let's see what we got in the bin. M26. Are they self-tappers or they're socket head? They're socket head. M26. 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 M2.56. I'm assuming maybe they are the self-tappers because I don't see any regular M26s. So I'm assuming they're self-tappers. Yeah, we're just going to go with the self-tappers. Because I don't know where the M26 self-tappers would go other than here. And for these tiny little screws, we will bust out our LTTstore.com screwdriver set, precision screwdriver set. Because why not? That's the right one. Got my micro wandered up, powered up last night. No printhead because I had to take it apart for something I haven't put together. You'll get there. You'll get there. I believe in you. Remember, don't believe in yourself. Believe in me because I believe in you. Go. And this one. So on this one, that's the top, and it blows to the bottom, so the wire is just gonna Well, you don't want to hear the crack with plastic parts. That's usually not a good sign. Put a little gloop, pulled it back together. And then don't forget, we are going to be doing the draw at the end of stream, so you got like 10 minutes to enter for your chance to win some Polymaker Filament. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you want to help support the channel, the content I create and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Don't forget, you will be getting a video early tonight or early tomorrow morning, because there'll be another video coming out on the channel later this week. So if you want it early, supporters get it early. Okay, so now we have those two installed, and then these attached with M38 button heads. M38, M38. Light wood laminate, light wood laminate. Oh, here's M26s. I guess I did have those. What am I naming this printer? I don't know. You don't name the printer until it's built. You gotta have it built first before you name it. You can't name it until it's built. I shall call it Billy. Actually, I have no idea. So where's this wire go? If this, okay, so this is. This is that side. So where's this wire go? Oh, it goes through this channel? It goes through there, okay. And then up there, okay. So let me get a little piece of tape. Fun little tip to keep things, keep like a little bit of thin tape near your work area. And then when you're doing wires, don't be afraid to just like put a little piece of tape to just kind of keep things from moving. Because nothing's more annoying than trying to do cable management and everything's all flapping all over the place. So don't be afraid to just like do that. Because now you don't have to worry about, you know, what the wire doing. The wire doing what you told it to do, staying. So this is going to be a bit annoying because I'm going to have to move that there, and you're going to go there. Really? What are you hitting? What was it? There we go. Sonic boom that happened around 9:30 EST. Cartoon Anarchy. The world is kind of a big place, even within the Eastern time zone. So what do you mean about sonic boom around? Where were you at? Where were you at, Cartoon Anarchy? Ohio? Oh! Then I have cool news for you, Cartoon Anarchy. Because what you heard was this. Oh, buddy started swearing. What the fuck was that? Yeah, there was a meteor this morning in Ohio. So yeah, that's what you heard. A bolide. I believe bolide is the term for something that enters and then blows up or burns up before it makes the ground. Like no Tunguska event type event. No. Don't watch the Dune trailer yet. Don't watch the Dune trailer yet. Nobody spoil the Dune trailer. Okay. Can carry on with this. Carry on with this. Okay, now we do the other one. I mean, what we'll do, we'll get this built and then we'll do the extruder, I guess, tomorrow. Or on Friday. This is actually looking real nice. I will say, this tool head is looking real nice. Looking really good. The dude in the car was hilarious. I mean, I don't know about you. I've seen meteors. I've seen meteors over the years, right? I've seen them driving. I've been... If you ever get the chance to go like up north or like actually out in the woods at night where you're like far enough away that there's no light pollution and just stare at the sky for a couple hours, you will see shit. It's really cool. But like... Yeah, that's a nice tool head. There we go. And then we have, this is going to go here. There you go. It's coming along. It's coming along. So I guess on Friday we're doing toolhead stuff. Or extruder stuff. Yeah, and then we put the Bowden tube in, which we've already done. Bing, bang, boom, and then that is that. So, we don't need to worry about any end stop shenanigans. We can put end stops in, and we will for filament runout, but... That is that. I think that's where we're going to stop for that today, because I got to end early because it is March break. So I have the little guy because my wife's got to go to work. So I got to watch him. So what we'll do is we got 6 minutes left to enter for your chance to win some polymaker filament. So enter. Do it now. There are worms and people with blue eyes. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, where was it? This tweet came across my timeline. We're gonna go tangent. We're gonna talk about tangent stuff. Where is this? Wow. People tweeting waves. Holy shit. That tweet, did he delete it or something? Maybe he deleted it. I don't know. It's always funny when I see like the 3D printing bros that are like, oh, 3D printing's gonna get rid of injection molding. And I'm like, no. Like, I'm trying to find the tweet. I wonder if they deleted it. It's like, 3D printing is going to replace injection molding. Just give it time. And I'm like, as somebody who has worked in both industries, you're not getting rid of injection molding anytime soon. Anytime soon. Yeah, like, 3D printing will obviously replace injection molding. And it's like, but what about layer lines? What about them? Nobody is buying a car with layer lines in the dump bumper. Like, as somebody who has worked in injection molding, there is no way in hell current additive manufacturing processes will anywhere near catch up the volume or the final look of additive or of here, let me I gotta pull up old YouTube videos for this because I can do like actual different exactly. They are completely different types of content or of production. Like, don't get me wrong, they are getting closer and closer. They are getting closer and closer. You are seeing the ability to mass produce with additive is catching up. But I mean, like, you're not so many automotive or mass production parts. Like Lego, for example. That shit just runs non-stop. Lego machines just run non-stop. And they're just pumping out parts by the millions. And you're not catching up to that with additive. Now, I will say Slant's biased because he sells 3D printing services. But I mean, like, this is little old me. This is a grill? Or no, this is like a part for your dashboard, right? This is a dashboard part. So, okay, part comes out. Guess what? That part that came out of the machine, that shit's ready for paint. That's... Nope. Okay, my thing froze. Desktop view. That's ready for paint. And then it closes. And then guess what? 90 seconds later, it's ready to go again. BMW is already implementing. Yes, but what are they doing? What are they printing? Is it a limited production item? Like, don't get me wrong, additive does have its place. They print jet engine parts now. They do additive for jet engine parts, some car engine parts. It does make sense. But when you need to make, you know, how many Toyota Corollas did they sell last year? How many Toyota Corollas sold in 2025? When you need to make, a stupid Stream Deck died on me again. Frickin' Windows! Quit Stream Deck. Quit. Oh my god. Frickin' Windows. Hey, come on. There we go. Okay. Okay, cool. Worldwide, 1 million. When you need to pump out 1 million 8-pound plastic front fascias a year that need to come off the machine and be ready to paint, you ain't freaking printing that shit anytime soon. You ain't printing that shit anytime soon. Don't get me wrong. There are small niche use cases, right? Low production volumes, prototype parts, you know, there are cases when additive makes sense. And the line is getting closer, but it's like, it's still way over here when, like, how many injection molds run in the world over here? Like, limited production, certain things you just can't, like, don't get me wrong, there are certain, like, there's a reason they do a lot of additive for engine parts now, for, like, especially jet engines and rocket engines, because there's certain geometries that are just an absolute nightmare to machine, or you have to do multiple components where you can just print it as one part. That exists. I'm not saying it doesn't need to exist. That shit does exist for a valid reason. But this kind of statement that it will obviously replace injection molding, as somebody who worked in injection molding, no. You are not going to be able to scale anywhere near that. You're not. You would need warehouses of machines running nonstop just to make one thing. Just to do something that one press can do in a day, you would need an entire warehouse of machines. Yes, that warehouse of machines can switch from one part to the next really quickly. But the moment you start working, okay, now I need 2 things at the same time. Oh shit, the machines can't print 2 things at the same time. Yeah. Look in your car. Look how many smooth plastic parts are in your car. None of those could be made on additive because they're smooth and they're painted. Tesla, when the Model X first came out, the mold that Tesla commissioned to build the front fascia was so effed up, it required 7 hours of handwork to work each plastic part before it was ready for paint. That is a catastrophic failure, okay? There's a reason I don't buy Teslas, among other reasons. Before even the owner of the company, as somebody who built stuff that Tesla used and then saw how they used it to build the cars, I will never buy a Tesla car. Just from a quality and production standpoint, I don't trust them, let alone the beliefs of the owner of the company. So it's like, and you expect like printed stuff. Like if you bought a car and your like dashboard had like this kind of finish on it, everyone would flip their shit. Right? Yeah, 3D printed parts are fine, but like imagine you bought your speaker grills look like this, right? Your speaker grills look like that on a car. Go look at your car, look what your speaker grills look like. Now imagine they look like that. Okay? You have little bits hanging down, you know, you have little imperfections, like I find it aesthetically pleasing, but not I'm dropping 50 grand on a vehicle aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, it's always funny when I see those takes, and I'm like, this shit don't scale. It's scaling is the problem. It's scaling. We are getting better on scaling, but we will never catch up to injection molding. You're not making 8-pound parts every 90 seconds with FTM. Scaling and finish quality. Unless like there's a drastic change in what people find aesthetically pleasing in a car, having layer lines on a car, like, and then painting it, and then dealing with the maintenance of that, because now you have all these little nooks and crannies that you have to seal. Because like, you know, imagine you're constantly touching something with your finger, all the little nooks and crannies, getting all your finger skin and residue and oils in it on a button over 5-6 years. And then what would happen is areas that you touch would get worn down. So now you would have smooth areas and then layer lines. Like, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It would require a drastic change in what people like want in a vehicle to even like get, and then we still have the scaling issue. We still have the scaling issue. So, yeah. Okay, let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some polymaker filament, link in the video description. You got 1 minute. You got 1 minute. Like, yeah, if you're selling flexi crap for landfills, if you're selling landfill prints, yeah, additive's getting better. But now you're just one of many people printing landfill. So. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. Link to sheet crate. If you missed out, you'll have another chance on Friday. I don't know what we're going to do on Friday. We might continue on with this, because again, it's going to be another short stream because it's March break. Or we might work on Toasty. I'm going to try and do a stream tomorrow too, on Twitch. Because I got stuff we got to start working on Twitch, so. We got some side project stuff I gotta bring to final product stuff. Is the replicator. I mean, like, yeah, if the Star Trek replicator came out tomorrow, but that would also crash the entire world economy. And, you know, we can't have that now, can we? Okay, 206, random, bots, 206. There we go. How this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and you win, you are the luckiest ball in the world because you also get a free hat. So we'll go this one right here because it's dark and I can't see. Trevor Jones, if you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Good luck. Oh, this is the race one. Good luck. I hate this one because I can't follow it easily. Also, it's dark and I can't see it. Who's in the lead? Well, these people aren't in the lead. Because the problem is it measures leader by as the crow flies on a race, so it's kind of, it's going to be stuck with those people that are dying. Why so dark? I don't know. This map is just dark. I mean, we're down with the sickness in number 1, followed by TT83, the venerable calculator. Oh, come on, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness. Mother, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness. Try not to swear. Oh, the overpriced calculator is catching up. Oh, the overpriced calculator is currently in the lead. But, oh, they're probably going to lose all their momentum. Oh, you gotta break it through the rocks. You gotta break through the rocks. Come on, overpriced calculator. Zexaltor! Oh, is in the lead. 1. Zex Altor. That sounds... Zex Altor is the name of the bad guy in like a 1970s bad sci-fi movie. Zex Altor. That is like... Go west, open door. You have been attacked by Zex Altor. He has caught up. You are doomed. So congratulations, you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Golf claps in chat, everyone. Golf claps in chat. Okay, I haven't even checked these prints. Oh, those are printing beautifully. And it's actually warm. Okay, so hopefully I have enough filament there for that to finish. I should. So Friday, we will either continue on with this, or we'll do a stream from the basement where we take apart Toasty Boy in preparation of its rebuild. Sounds like a drug in a commercial. If you can't stop pooping, take Zex Lactor. And if you've taken Zex Lactor and you can't stop pooping, stop taking Zex Lactor. TT83? Oh no, that's TI83. It's TI83 is the calculator. Then what's TT83? Is that like a motorcycle race? Sounds like a motorcycle race. What does TT83 mean? T83 is a Russian tank. Oh. Oh, it's your initials. Oh! The only other TT I know works for Pay Muddy Wubby. Well, it doesn't work for him, but like collabs or whatever the proper term is. There's the Audi TT. That's true. There's the Isle of Man TT. Is it TT? Isle of Man TT? Isle of Man. Is it TT? Oh, it's TT. Yeah, that's the one where everyone like tourist trophy. Yeah, that's the one where everyone slams into like shit. Tiny Tim was born in '83. Is your name Tim? Are you short? Okay, I think we're going to call it there because my feet are freezing. We have officially moved up in temperature, though. It is now currently... now currently 12 in the garage. So I'm going to go inside and warm up. Hope you enjoyed the stream today. We may continue with this on Friday, or we might work on something else, but I do want to get this done relatively soon. Because in like 4 weeks, we got 3D print or Rocky Mountain. We got a month till Rocky Mountain. So I want to try and finish off more projects between now and then. Okay, we're going to call it there. Shout out to LDO Motors for providing the kit used in this build series. If you are interested in getting a fine Micron Plus kit of your own, you can purchase it wherever fine LDO products are sold. I do have a link to all the resellers below. Shout out to them for providing the kit. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament that we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description below. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Did I miss one? Oh shoot, I missed the Andrew Rogers, $10 for the whoopsie I doodled I screwed up fun. Oh, that was me being very cold. Okay, calling it there. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Videos on the channel this week and streams on Twitch. And I will see you in the future. Goodbye.